Cheers. Cheers. Look at that difference in color.
I think mine's from the ice. It's from the ice.
Yeah, there's one.
Got water. Hey, look.
You got schmutzel?
I got schmutzel. I think it is the ice.
I don't know. Yeah, there's some dirty ice you gave us.
Or the cups weren't clean. That's very possible.
It's impossible to isolate where the lack of cleanliness happened.
Could have been the ice, could have been the cups. Probably was both. Like, let's be real here. Probably none of those things were clean.
That must have happened like in fucking secret labs in the government when coronavirus was coming out. They're like, where do you think it happened? Actually, it could be just about anywhere.
It could be, start at the beginning.
The wet market's not clean.
That's like
the laboratory's not clean.
Nothing is clean. They're fucking pandolins.
There's no fucking way.
Oh.
I think that was one thing that happened during the pandemic.
Good save.
Is that everyone became like an expert on how like diseases
Spread. Yeah,
Transfer,
everyone's like, actually, after I got my degree in epidemiology by watching a 3-minute YouTube video, now I'm very well aware.
Yeah, it's like I understand it from this source that this is how it works.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, it's true.
Oh my god.
And it was one of those where it was like, everyone was so serious about it. They're like, you have to get vaccinated. You have to do this shit. And like, I did it. But in the back of my mind, you're like, you don't know anything. Like, you don't know more than me about it. We both have no fucking clue.
No clue.
You're just towing the government's line, and I don't like towing their line. I'm like, yeah, I'll get vaccinated. I think it's a good idea. But in the back of my head, I'm also like, I don't know if we should be doing this shit.
But the fact that you got vaccinated, you towed the line.
I towed it, yeah.
You towed it.
But I towed it, but I didn't like peer pressure other people into it.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people were
Yeah.
using peer pressure. Like that's actually part of why I did it, is because
You saying you got pressured?
a little bit, yeah. Everyone else was like, well, no, so I got it because I wanted to travel. And they were saying you can't fly unless you're full vaccinated. You can present your cards and all that. So that's why I did it ultimately. But also, you kind of don't want to be like that asshole that's like not vaccinated. And then, you know, you're going to be in some restaurant and then some lady's going to have leukemia and you're going to kill her. And
Yeah.
everyone will like tell you, you know?
But like again, going back to like how did it happen? Like no one can fucking know. You know, like
No, I know.
like
There's a lab leak.
Yeah.
I got my epidemiology
No, you're on a
degree.
different page.
I watched the YouTube video. We just went over this. How are you not understanding?
Saying, dude. I don't think even the experts, like when they give answers, they're just like probably this. You know?
Like maybe
Look at it, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that's definitely from a bat. One time I got bit by a bat when I was a kid, so fuck bats.
That's definitely a bat disease.
That's like Fauci's. That's why he's saying all this stuff. He's like, he has a personal vendetta against bats. He's like some Batman villain. He's been attacked by Batman in the past.
He's got like these old like colloquialisms. He's like, oh yeah, that's like mad bat back in the 60s.
Yeah.
We saw it.
That coronavirus came like a bat out of hell.
I just think it's funny how like everyone all of a sudden knew everything.
Yeah.
And like, but at the same time, no one knew anything.
Yeah, no one knew shit about dick.
It's like it's like a weird psychological phenomenon that happens like to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was also one of those where it's like, it felt like the stakes were really high. Whereas if you didn't get vaccinated and everyone around you didn't get vaccinated, people were going to die. And that's like we don't think in life and death situations that often. And so when you have that, where it's like a possible life and death situation, even if it is not likely, you're like a little bit paranoid, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about my neighbors. I'm like, oh, am I going to get them sick? And like, you just don't think about that much. Even though driving, actually, we're like pretty likely to kill another person.
Yeah, right.
driving,
I guess that's kind
especially after a couple of these.
We'll cut that on both ends. No, I just this is crazy. I think, and like, do you think it was because of stress
No.
that like everyone kind of like thought they knew, like
Like
everyone?
stress created the virus.
No, Obviously.
A lab created the virus.
Bad Tanons. Scientology was correct. The bad Tanons they invaded. They took over people's minds.
Yeah.
Therapists were useless.
Yeah, they always are. Oh, I like therapists. No, I don't think so. But I do think it's suspicious that the world's wealthiest elites all became way richer from 2021 to or from 2020 to 2023 than they had in the last like 10 years.
Yeah, but they've kind of been getting richer and richer.
Yeah,
Like,
they have.
You know,
They have.
it's like this slow grab that it's like, oh, things are getting less and less, gettable. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I saw this thing, I don't know if it's true, but I saw it the other day that was saying that we have more income inequality right now than if you look at like Venezuela. And it's like the income inequality in the US. In the US. No, probably not income inequality, wealth inequality. Because income's a little more stable. But wealth.
Well, they
inequality.
use. Do you know what the Gini coefficient is?
Mm-mm.
It is like this. I forget the math on it, right? But it basically measures wealth inequality.
Okay.
And like again, gosh, that would have been something that would have been good to like look up on because that's a really interesting topic.
If only. Wait, so what was your point? Just that the
No, like so
The
they do track
Gini.
that. They have like an official measurement, like just like GDP.
yeah.
They have an official
But
measurement.
it just measures wealth inequality.
Yeah, within a population.
Okay. So basically what I said,
Yeah, I'm just saying like they can.
they have a name for it.
That's what they use to measure like the difference between the U.S. and Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we could look it up real quick. I'm a little curious.
Yeah. No.
Let's see.
Should get a screenshot.
Jenny in the U.S. is getting way more income inequality over the past. That's from 1980 to 2015.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
the U.S. top 1% has gone up, I don't know, several times, and Europe is actually about flatlined over the last 40 years.
Yeah, but like one of the things that's
That's kind of wild.
it is wild, but like one of the things, especially in like older countries,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for them to measure wealth because there are families in Europe that have been wealthy, monarchs, right?
Yeah.
But not even monarchs, nobles. Like there's so much like a dearth of wealth behind like the aristocracy that's still there. Like, like for instance, the royal family.
Like, what kind of wealth are they holding? They're holding like
historical monuments. Like
oh
so, like the English royal family owns Buckingham Palace.
yeah
It's
yeah
like you can't really put a price on that. That's
Dude.
like incorporated into government.
yeah. I'm not English, obviously, but it's kind of weird to me that we still have. I mean, I know like the Queen, well, she just died, but like the royal family, they're mostly just figureheads. Like they're not real political figures. But it's weird to me that we still have monarchs like that in the Western world, that's gone
Yeah.
so like democracy is the way. And then of course England has like parliament, but then they also still have the Queen. Well, I guess not anymore. But again, the royal family,
Yeah.
And it seems a little bit like an old world, like a vestigial of the old world that feels a little bit backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've also heard like English people these days are still like proud, maybe not proud, but like patriotic towards the Queen.
Yeah.
Again, not
Dude, people love.
You know what I'm saying?
People love the Queen. Like,
But why? I genuinely don't get it. Like,
I
just
think
because I'm American and I don't get it. Or...
I think they are the first family that did like publicity, right? Like
publicity.
publicity.
Publicity. You got it.
Yeah.
We put the pub in publicity.
Publicity.
Publicity. Yeah, you got it. So you think they just ran a good advertising
No,
campaign
they did,
for
dude.
the family?
They did.
And it just really caught on.
Yes, 100%. Like they were like, okay, like now that we're not in power, we have to figure out a way
How to stay.
to not be like fucking losers.
Yeah, how to
like
stay relevant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all right, social media.
Yeah.
Well, probably like
No,
magazines.
No, but
or,
like newspapers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what came before.
Shit, yeah. That's wild. So what kind of stories they're running? They're like, Queen saves a puppy in local fire.
They just like I think they started out with just doing their family photo. Like they're just like, here's our yearly family. Here's like
Who would give a shit?
people do. People
I don't get
people
it.
did and they
I
do.
still don't get it.
They do. They love them. It's like
If someone gave me a yearly family photo of like the Bushes or like Obama's or like I don't know, I'd be like, I'm not looking at that photo. I don't care. Or like the Clintons or something.
yeah, but what about the Kardashians? See, like,
Good point.
but okay, even though you're not like a person that would do that, like there are people.
There are people. Yeah, I
that
do.
are like-
I do not understand, but I do see that the Kardashians are wildly popular.
Yeah.
On that note, did you see? I think they broke up actually. But Pete Davidson dated a Kardashian.
Yeah, he dated Kim.
He dated Kim,
Yeah.
the Kardashian,
I think the Kardashian.
the original Kardashian.
See why they broke up?
No, but it
Do you
just
even know this happened?
No, I know it happened because Jess was telling me that he started dating someone you would not guess because I didn't guess it. Shit, I forget. Anyway, doesn't really matter, but it just shocked me because I was like, I thought he was dating a Kardashian, and she was like, oh, that's so yesterday, last week or whatever.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah. But it's weird how, like, I almost go out of my way to avoid news like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I know this is dumb. Like,
Yeah. You know it's dumb, but also it's like
it still finds its way. It still finds its way.
Well, and it's like a low level thing when you're like hanging out with people, someone will throw that out. And I don't know, it's like a low level thing to talk about that you know other people enjoy talking about it. And while like I don't really enjoy talking about it, sometimes it's nice to know what other people are talking about. You know what I mean?
No. Can you expand on that?
For real? You don't understand that?
No, like I feel like it can be broadened.
So like I see. So I feel like in social settings, especially since COVID happened, it's like it can make you feel more a part of the group where you can have something to contribute to the conversations if you know like general topics. Like maybe there's a TV show that was popular. Like, okay, The Last of Us. The Last of Us was happening, and everyone you were hanging out with is like, oh, have you seen The Last of Us? Did you see the last episode?
That's like a cultural event.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like their cultural events in that their family is a big part of culture.
Yeah,
like
but
the royal family or the Kardashians or whatever. You know?
you see the parallel I'm drawing.
I do see it now as soon as I said it.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
They're like, they just did it.
But how did they become like the Kardashians? I don't actually know how they became famous. It was for having sex with Kanye, I think.
No. That was late. She had like some
Like a sex tape.
but like it's like part of the phenomenon, and it's not even a phenomenon. Like again, the English family was doing this for like
hundreds of
centuries
years
before. Like,
yeah.
Just as like we
colonialism.
are important, and like they're
but
basically buying publicity.
no,
all the
I
time.
get that, but like for hundreds of years, they had real political, governmental, military. They had real power, and then maybe
Like
I
in the
don't
Middle
know.
Ages.
Yeah, sure. Up until like I don't know how recently, but
Well, the Magna Carta is when like that was the document where like the English Parliament was like officially established.
formed. Okay,
Yeah,
like
like-
when was that?
It's sometime in the 1600s.
Okay.
You know, but like
It's
they
been
took
a while. So you're telling me the
It was like a
royal
s-
family has been doing like publicity stunts for a few hundred years,
no
like
because
staying relevant?
it like started out slow. Like
Probably the power waned. over
yeah,
time.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense.
I'm guessing to be honest. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they lost power till like really like the French Revolution happened.
And when was that?
Like it was after the Civil War, so like 1870.
1870. Shit.
Yeah,
That's like pretty recent though.
it's not as far as you think.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, you know, my grandparents were alive in like 1940, so that means
Really?
their parents No. Maybe their great grandparents. Yeah.
So like my grandparents were born. My grandma was born in like 1940, so she was like
Yeah.
5 years old. Like she was a
Yeah.
little kid. Yeah.
That's about where mine are. My grandparents are in their 80s, so it's in the 40s.
No, my grandparents would be.
30s.
My grandparents would be in their 90s.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Are your grandparents still alive?
two of them.
Yeah.
2 out of 4. Yeah.
I'm like over.
Oh, for 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even get a memo of like most of them actually.
Yeah, I didn't. The dead ones on my dad's side, I didn't really get to know.
Yeah.
Because actually, one of them was alive, but she had Alzheimer's, so you couldn't.
Kind of like better.
Kind of not there, yeah. But yeah, I got 2 that are still alive.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty dope.
That is dope.
Yeah, they're cool. And they're not fans of the Queen. I'll tell you this much. Just kidding.
No, dude,
And they love the Kardashians. These grandparents.
I come from like, first generation Irish immigrants, right? Like Irish, not
Irish,
like
Italian.
no, like just on the Irish side, but like
Oh.
so just on the Irish side, like they fucking dislike the Queen so much.
Oh, the Irish have good reason.
like like
Yeah. Which, you could argue that Americans do too. Probably not as much.
not
the
as much as the
but-
Irish. It's
Yeah.
like personal. Almost.
Well, also they're like neighbors, so they really got England has done Ireland dirty on so many
Oh yeah,
occasions.
they got done the dirtiest.
The-
By okay, that
let's-
might be a real.
Let's not compare them.
They've done so many bad things.
They've done bad things. Oh, that
But
makes
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, no. Anyway, back to the
The royal family, yeah.
Yeah, like again, it's like they figured out like the publicity
Pub-
of it all like
before anybody else.
a couple hundred years ago. Like
And I wonder if they were because it was harder to spread information, if that they were the few with the ability to spread information too. So it was the first almost not disinformation, but mass marketing, mass
Yeah.
marketing.
yeah. No, I mean that's what it is. And
Yeah, it is what it is.
so now there's the Kardashians and really just the Kardashians, but
For big families.
I don't know. You can make the argument that the
Mhm.
Roosevelts kind of did it, and then Clinton,
I won't
the
make
Bushes.
that argument.
You don't think they're American royalty?
I don't know.
If you met a Kennedy,
Oh, the Kennedys. Yeah,
Right?
I could see the Kennedys. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
But actually, come to think of it, then you talk about the Bushes, and they've got some heavy government hitters.
Yeah.
And then it's the Clintons. I mean, Hillary's still doing her thing, and not Obama.
Well, I didn't know this until recently that Teddy Roosevelt, he actually comes from a well endowed the Roosevelts. He comes from the Roosevelts, but a well endowed New York centric city people.
Really,
Yeah, and he his whole life did a ranch out in the West.
really.
Yeah, yeah, but
Huh.
he was the equivalent of a billionaire.
Shit,
Yeah,
that's wild to think about because they kind of have the opposite appearance.
Yeah.
they're
No,
rugged individualists, more like.
well, I mean, at least Teddy and
Yeah.
Franklin, but they were rich New York family.
Must be nice.
Must be nice,
Yeah. Oh, man. So you've been getting into golf. That's a white man's sport if I've ever heard it.
Well, I'm actually one of the newcomers. I picked it up during COVID, whereas
Yeah, we're supposed to be staying inside.
yeah, and it's
not
okay,
with other people.
golf somehow fits all the regulations.
Does it really?
Well, you're outside, you're with
Yeah.
you're with 4 people or less, right? You're abiding to everything. There was a point where they made you wear masks outside in Seattle, which is just wild, you
Yeah.
know. But I understand, but wild too, because it's this is so nonsensical,
Yeah.
and no one ever really wore them. It's just you had one.
Yeah.
It makes it does. It still doesn't really make sense, but it makes a little bit of sense when you're going indoors to like use the bathroom. You know, like
Oh yeah, for sure. If you're going indoors.
yeah, but like yeah.
Outside, yeah, it's a bit wild.
And then they kind of dropped that, and it's like okay, like you're outside, just wear it indoors. And then that was but
Yeah, and actually now hospitals, at least here, they just lifted that nurses and doctors have to wear masks all the time.
oh, did they?
Like just last week.
So
or 2
in
weeks
Boise,
ago.
it's
yeah,
yeah,
because he doesn't have to anymore. That's
like what, like a couple weeks ago.
yeah, just after wearing masks for 3 years straight, or
Yeah.
2.5 years straight. Yeah, now they don't have to wear them.
Well-
They still wear them with like, different types of patients that have like compromised immune systems or whatever. But
The most convincing reasons on like why masks don't work, and it makes sense to me, is like I wear the same mask again and again and again. Like
yeah,
it was like a
same reason why most condoms don't work.
you wear them. I've already used this one.
You wear them a couple times and it just doesn't work like it used to.
Yeah. But it's like a filthy rag that I'm putting on my mouth just
Yeah.
so like really so people just don't heckle me when I come in.
Right.
You know?
No, that's how it felt, was that the masks weren't really about the masks. It was more about like, it's like a social flag that you're like, hey, I'm doing the right
Yeah,
thing. Like nobody chew me out.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Well, I feel like that's all I went for, because I moved around during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and like I went from Seattle, very pro mask, like right.
Yeah.
They were ride or die on the masks.
Yeah.
And then you go to like rural Nevada, and it's like you get the opposite look for wearing masks indoors.
Dude,
You know,
yeah.
it's like oh shit, like where's the line here? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Well, the line is between like Republican and Democrat. There's the line.
it was very stark. And
Like
like
you would listen to the messages coming out of like Florida versus like New York, and they're saying the exact opposite things. Where they're like, COVID is super deadly, and they're like, COVID will never hurt anyone. And it's like masks will save lives, and it's like masks will kill you. Don't even do it. Like is just that was the line. It was a political line, which is a funny thing that for like a sickness or for like a scientific
yeah.
concept to be divided on political lines. Like that's not how science works,
Yeah, but
I think.
I think it is. I think it was stress. Like it is very like I still think we don't understand how stressful that whole thing was. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't compare it to like World War II
Oh my god.
or
It was
Vietnam.
World War II. I wouldn't compare it, but I am. but that's exactly what I'm gonna do
Those
right
are the
now.
hardest days of my life.
But I got PTSD from it, so and my grandpappy.
I had to sit alone all the time.
Yeah, he might have stormed the beach in Normandy, but I had to sit on my couch. Yeah. No, it did suck though. It did really suck. I went a little crazy for a bit.
Dude, I think I'm still crazy from it. Like,
Yeah.
because I had just broken up with my girlfriend, like, right before it happened.
You want to name drop?
No, we're not name dropping. We're fucking cutting that whole question, actually. But, so, like, we just broken up right before, like, the whole, like, honestly, in Seattle, it felt like the whole world shut down. Like,
Yeah, that's honestly probably a good idea though,
like,
because let me tell you, being locked in the same house with nowhere to go for either of you when you're stuck and you are on kind of the edge of your relationship, that shit is tough.
So like we had like the conversations like, oh, like should I come over? Like because it's like really stressful,
Yeah,
and it's like oh
you're
maybe
trying to follow the rules.
we're kind of trying to follow rules, but
Yeah.
it's like also it's like I don't exactly want to be alone right now, right? Anyway, we ended up not like reconvening, and yeah, there's like I don't know.
Yeah. So what you're saying is COVID killed your relationship. Or
No.
No. Killed the rebound to the
Yeah,
relationship.
there was no sweet crumbs on the end of it.
Yeah, and they can be strange.
Like after you're done dating someone and it's just like, oh, like, but we can get back together.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
And you keep going for it and going for it, and it's like
And you just get to keep being toxic.
yeah, you get those sweet crumbs.
Both people just ruin each other.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
before like you get
Probably the cleanest breakup you had.
yeah, right. You're like you get blindsided by like some issue that has been going on that like even though it's already a defunct relationship,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
But it's still kind of real because you're still like a
Still
little bit playing the
kinda.
roles.
Yeah.
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 It's dangerous waters to be in.
What's like a weird part of like life that I feel like no like kids show like Cinderella and like all the princess stories are like true love and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they don't show
get
like
divorced.
yeah, they don't show like the messy like end game of a relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
Or like
that's so much more adult. It's like let's just give you the good part.
yeah. And they don't show like the fights either. Like none of the like miserable bits of a relationship. Not that they always have to be like that, but just that relationships have a lot of shit and that like it's not gonna be hunky dory all the time. And you know, you're watching not Cinderella that much.
I don't know, like, but it's always like the front part of like love, you know?
Yeah, the honeymoon phase.
You know, you could name what Frozen, any Disney movie really, any Lion King, you name them, dude. They all represent the front end of the fun part, and they don't show like it's like what happens like when it gets kind of boring.
Yeah. What happens after it's frozen? Then
Yeah, like what
what happens
happens?
after the lion is king?
Like-
Then what are we gonna do?
I'd like.
Well, wait.
I'd like to see that Disney movie where they show.
They're never gonna.
She's
show-
just like kind of like oh fuck all.
They're both like in their 50s,
Yeah.
like overweight, kind of miserable. She has a Xanax addiction, you know. He smokes weed every day and stays long at the office, probably golfs. And they show that, and they both kind of despise each other, but they still live together because they got kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
This like trapped in a loveless.
It'd be like Frozen. No, wait.
I'd see that movie. I'd see that movie for
No, I
sure.
want to think of a good title though. It's like this relationship is frozen, or like
Oh, dude, we're gonna be here all day looking for that.
okay.
But no, that'd be fucking funny, dude.
But it's true, and they don't prepare you for it.
I will say.
So you've been single for like over 2 years now.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. How's that going for you? How you like it?
I don't know. Ups and downs. Like, it's been tough dating in COVID. Mostly because I'm not good at like putting myself online. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I always feel like I like hold stuff back. We're also not putting any of that in.
It's all floats. Let's go with it.
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
We can decide where we want to go
Decide.
later. No, but anyway, so you've been single since COVID first started,
Yeah.
and is this this has got to be your longest single streak since like
Oh, like ever.
since you started.
I mean, not like. I don't know. Relationships for me have been like kind of weird.
How do you mean?
Like very non-emotional. You know,
Oh,
like they've just been hookups.
that's just a hookup. That's not a relationship.
It's not a
By
relationship.
definition.
Yeah, exactly. So
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Oh, you mean since COVID?
Yeah, like since
Yeah, yeah,
COVID,
yeah.
I just like really haven't connected anymore.
Is it? Do you think?
I don't
it's
think it's
you. Do you think
Oh.
it's you that's being non-emotional, or do you think it's the girls, or do you think it's kind of both, or maybe you're more socially awkward because of COVID, or like what do you
I
think?
think it's got to be a combination, right? Like
Yeah, probably.
I definitely feel like an anxiety that I never felt before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Social anxiety, like on the date or like with the people, or
just like in general, going into like bigger groups of people.
oh, dude, me too.
Like
Me too.
you know, it's a little different when we're hanging out with friends, but like when it's like a new group of people,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like
Yeah.
I used to be like, okay, let's go in and make an impression. At the very least, I'll laugh at myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And now you're like,
And now it's like, oh, what if I fuck this up? Like,
yeah.
You know.
No, it's wild. I feel like I haven't had real social anxiety since high school. I had a little bit at the start of high school, and then I kind of
Yeah, like
myself.
it has like an awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then I haven't really had much. I get social anxiety every once in a while, but not very often. But then after COVID, like I started getting social anxiety again, and now like I still have it to this day, even though I hang out with people like not around like my friends, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But like acquaintances, or if I'm doing something like an activity I'm not as comfortable in, then I like get social anxiety now. And it's just weird because I haven't had it as an adult. Yeah.
No.
It feels like what?
It's
I
like
feel
a
like
new
a
thing.
teenager, you know?
Like if I got invited to a party that like this happened to me several times where it's like, oh, I got invited to parties, but I don't really know anyone there. You know?
Yeah.
And
And you're
like,
not sure if you want to go.
I'm not sure if I want to go. And then
Yeah.
I'm like sitting there on my couch. It's like I should just like tell them I'm not gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
I've actually gone through with it several times where it's just like, I guess I'm not meeting new people, even though like I really want to meet new people because I'm single, right? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta go
Yeah.
find people.
No, it's tough like that. I feel like the dangerous thing is like, well, we're forming less social bonds, so it's like we're not as part of a community and we're not making as many friends. But I think like on an individual scale, oh, that's sad. That's sad for us. We don't have as many friends or like whatever. But on a societal scale, I feel like that means the society is like less well knit and knows each other less and is like less plugged into everyone around them. And that could cause some real negatives because it's like it's easier to hate people or not like people or like make them enemies or whatever when you don't know them. You
Yeah.
know, like when you know a person, it's like you're like, oh yeah, but that's just what they're like. You know, they're kind of a dick, but it's okay, or
So-
you know, whatever. But
Yeah, like
you have to know them. You know, Like this-
today, I just met my neighbor who I've been living next to for 2 months. Like,
yeah.
he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I just like
And because he had anxiety, that's why you met him.
maybe, but like it's like why did it take so long? Like I don't know if this is true at all, but I've seen that like since the invention of like the internet, like people do less like actually social things. Like it's more of a digital communication than it is like
Oh, so you think like where it used to be, we'd go out to the park and chat with humans in real life, or go bowling, or go play ping pong, or like whatever it is we did. Now, instead of going to the park or going bowling, we just go for our online social interaction. Like it's a different
Yeah.
activity, and it happens to be.
But it's like
Digital.
you would also go to like the park because you knew someone
Like
who
Jerry's gonna be at the
yeah,
park.
they're gonna be hanging out, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Well, and that's actually something we kind of talked about the other day, but something I want to do in the future is like have our, like that, we played pickleball yesterday, and have like a designated pickleball crew where we know like, okay, like noon on a Sunday, we'll be there. You don't really have to text. You just
Yeah,
gotta
it's
show
just
up
like,
at the park.
show
We're all
up.
gonna be there, you know, and it's like a regular thing.
Someone will be playing.
Someone is gonna be there. Yeah, we can play pickup, and like that, having that like it's just a social group, you know, and then you're gonna bump into people and meet, and then it grows, and then yeah, it's just like having connections in your community.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because yeah, even when you said you just met your neighbor, I don't know my neighbors. Like I've met one of them,
Yeah.
you know, while we were moving in, but then like I basically don't know them. And
Yeah.
I think that was probably less common 50 years ago or 100 years ago.
I'm not sure. Like when I was a kid, I remember knowing all my neighbors.
Yeah, me
Like,
too. Me too.
I knew, you know, it was like some of them were old people who I just like kind of like passed over.
You waved at and got like uncomfortable
Yeah,
around.
right.
Yeah.
And then like you ride your bike or your scooter down to like it's like okay, let's see if they're home. Like,
Yeah.
just like knock on the door.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like I didn't call ever.
Do you think that's what kids do and kids are like that? Or do you think kids nowadays don't do that? Like, do you think
I don't-
kids
you know,
are
I'm
still
not a kid.
riding over to their friend's house?
I'm not
on
a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other bitch.
I don't know. Maybe right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, because no, I remember like one of my best friends was probably only my best friend because he lived like 4 houses down from me. So we just go over to each other's houses a lot, you know? It wasn't even that I liked him that much, I don't think. But, like, we were best friends.
So, yeah, and they're close.
Yeah, convenient. The convenient hookup, like that's like the early bird gets the worm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like
Oh,
But there also weren't like there were cell phones when we were growing up, but like I didn't have one. Like
yeah.
and like my dad had one, but I didn't have one. And like he just I don't know talked to his work friends. I don't know, but like it wasn't like part of my life. It was
Right.
like, I remember. You remember the landlines?
Yeah, no, we had one like my whole life up until high school. Yeah.
You remember like calling like, hey, so
Yeah.
so and so there.
Is Brandon here?
Yeah, like can they play? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like you had to like talk to their mom before you got to talk to
It's
them.
always the mom that answers, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Hello." It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And it's all embarrassing, and you have to be like,
Yeah.
Can I talk to?
Like, what are you guys gonna do? It's like, oh, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Get like real tense, real like.
Yeah. You have her put him on the phone, and then he has to ask her if he can hang out. Yeah. No, I do remember those. And then I also remember we got a big upgrade where it was like 4 landlines.
Yeah.
They're all on the same like network. And then you'd have them like 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs, and it was like pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
like walkie-talkie.
So I remember that more when I was like getting kind of older towards high school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you remember when there was like one line and it's like someone else was like using it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like they'd be in a different part of the house like I gotta
Yeah.
make a call. Like,
Yeah. You gotta get somewhere private, just go into the closet and like shut yourself in.
And then like
You wanna play Legos?
do you ever get like way too long into a conversation like
I don't even know. No, I don't think so.
like with like a girl, like you know, but you're like way too young and it's
Dude,
like,
I did not talk to girls
no.
for years now.
Yeah.
Not until I had a cell phone. Maybe that was why.
But like you'd be like talking to them and then like your mom or someone else would be like, hey, I need the phone. Like,
Mom, God's help.
no, like please.
Mom, you're ruining this. Do you want me to live in the basement?
What the fuck?
Mom, I look so uncool right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually didn't have that one. Probably a lot of the other ones about that one.
Yeah. That was the problem with the fucking. It's interesting.
That's why I was saying golf, though. You're getting close to an expert on golf.
No, dude, I'm like a fucking 18 handicap.
You almost got par on a hole, didn't you?
Dude, I almost got birdie today. It was like I was almost about to.
That was meant to be a jab.
It hurts, just so you know. But I was so close.
Wait, so when you say you almost got a birdie, do you mean you got par?
I mean, I got par, but
Yeah,
like, not that
okay,
much.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
It was fucking
And how much
close.
does that much count?
It was close, bitch.
Is that like half a point or
Still another stroke, but it was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, it's a fun sport, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still new to it again.
Yeah.
Out of COVID, it's. I wish I would have been one of the sports I played.
What, like in high school or something?
Yeah.
Or like
yeah.
growing up so you'd be good at it?
Or growing up, both. Like.
Ooh, okay. That reminded me. I saw this theory. I don't know if it's true, but this was the theory that was being put forth. It was wealthy kids, wealthy sports. Wealthy people will play certain sports, right? You got like tennis, or you got like golf, or whatever, bowling.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, skiing. And it's that those sports have been specifically designed to have more downtime and like personal time because they're networking sports. Whereas like other sports, like maybe football or soccer or basketball or something, there's not time like while you're playing to like have downtime, and they can't be played by like older people. So then it's like they're not played by wealthy people because wealthy people are playing the sports as a networking tool as they like grow older and to like plug in.
Pickleball probably fit in.
Yeah, pickleball would fit in too. Yeah.
But that's not like really a wealthy sport. I wouldn't.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, you can just go-
pickleball's close. But let's just say golf, for example. It's like basically, hey, we can all get together, we can do like a fun activity, and it's used as like a networking tool. I mean, business. I mean, you know, like if you're
A lot of business
people
gets
golf,
done.
you know, that's like, hey, we'll talk about it over 18 holes.
A lot
you
of
know,
business
9
gets
holes.
done over golf.
So it's
But-
just that idea that like wealthy families teach their kids to play games like golf so that they'll be able to network better later in life.
I think maybe specifically golf, but like you think like all the wealthy sports like tennis,
Yeah.
there's not that much downtime in tennis.
Yeah, the tennis one doesn't fit too well.
Neither-
Golf works
Like fucking what's the really like the rowing?
like crew.
yeah, like
Yeah,
that's all just like physicality.
yeah.
Right? That's
it's
not
physicality.
it's running a race, but it's not.
Yeah,
Golf is in like a different league.
it's in its own class.
Yeah, it's in some.
I'm trying to think of other ones where it's like,
because even chess, competitive chess, they play with a timer. No one's talking. Like
yeah,
it's a really intense game. You know?
right.
Even though.
So yeah,
It's not-
so just thought another sport, wealthy sport,
Okay.
darts.
No, dude, that's a bar sport, man.
It could be a wealthy sport. People play competitive.
Yeah. Well, you might as well throw billiards in there too.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, throw it in there.
Pool. I mean, that for the common man.
If you didn't know what billiards was, it was pool.
And that's another game, right? Like I think
That's gotta be one.
That's gotta be a rich
wealthy
people
man's
game,
game.
right?
Yeah.
because like it follows the same like basic like there are different sets of rules. Like if you're in a bar, they're bar rules. People say bar rules.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know the difference, but I know there are differences.
but there are differences, right? And exactly. Like I don't know, like but people play some things a certain way.
Yeah.
And, like
I actually think billiards is even a different game than pool. Like even though
It
they're
might be.
played on pool tables or like the table, they're different games.
yeah,
But
because
I actually don't know how it works.
like I really only know like what is it, 8-ball, right? Like your standard game of pool.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
solids versus stripes.
And like cutthroat when you got 3 people.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
like
that's pretty
those-
much all I know too.
Those are the only 2 variations I play.
I think it's one where it's like you score them all in a row, like they're numbered, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I've seen that
You
too.
score like that, but I don't
Yeah.
know if that's true.
Like you have to hit the next ball up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's but I don't know if it's true.
I don't know either. I don't know enough about pool. It's not my.
Not your forte.
I mean, like I'm pretty good at it, but I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
I'm better than you, bitch.
Not on the podcast.
yeah, cut that.
Not in front of the kids.
I'm fucking good at it, dude.
Yeah.
I went. I actually went to Winnemucca like right before I came up to Boise, and played pool in Winnemucca. Got my ass kicked.
Shit.
Yeah, like
Well, like
hot.
old.
No, it
Bar.
was a kid.
Oh,
Like-
no.
Like just
What does
turned,
a kid mean?
just turned 21.
Oh, a youngster.
Youngster.
A young folk.
Yeah. As
Say
as
barely
29-year-olds,
Yeah.
they are now young.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, I could probably beat him. Like, you know, like not ironically, like back in the day, I played a lot of football.
Yeah. Hey, kid.
You know, I played back in my day.
He's like, I went to high school with you. I just got held back a lot.
Man, he kicked the shit out of me. It's like embarrassing, and you're just like you keep re-chalking the tip because it's like it must be that.
Yeah. You're like, you got next quarter.
He was cool. He actually paid for all the games.
Yeah, winners pay. That's how we play.
No, that's not. Okay,
Yeah, he was cool then.
Yeah, he was cool. Well, because like I was kind of I was meeting some friends, and like I fucking hate when this happens, but like you know when you get there, like you thought they meant like 6 o'clock, but they meant like 7:30 or something like that, or like they changed it halfway, and so you just show up.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, you're hanging out at a bar, and it's like go through your text, and it's like, oh, they actually meant. I got like an hour here by
Yeah.
myself now.
I don't know. It's worse place to get stuck than a bar.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Sure,
like
sure.
a lot of the time I'd rather be there than home anyway. So it's like,
Well,
well,
it's like when there's
since
like
COVID, I'd rather.
so it's one of those where it's like there was a plan changed and I just didn't pick
Didn't
up
see
on
it.
it, you know. And so yeah, I was just sitting there like kind of by myself, and I just played pool with him for an hour and a half till everyone showed up.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's a long time actually for a stranger.
lost every game,
Humbling experience.
every game, dude. And I was like pretending like I wasn't trying. I was like, oh, this is whatever. But it's like in my heart of hearts, I wanted to win so bad.
Yeah, you're like, God damn it, not
Every-
again.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I got like a mixed relationship with sportsmanship. Like, I try and be as nice and as non-competitive as possible, but like, there's like another devil on my shoulder that's like, no, just kill him. Just
Yeah.
win the game. Win the game right now. Don't give him a chance.
Yeah, now that's being competitive.
I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously I wasn't competitive because I lost, but like
You
if
felt
I could have,
competitive, but you weren't competing.
yeah, I wasn't competing. But like if I could have won, I would have destroyed him.
You would have rubbed it in his face.
Yeah.
Just like, you fucking idiot.
No, not like, but like I can't.
I told you I've been playing pool a long time.
I can get that way. Like,
Yeah, no, I get that.
you know, it's just I'm just not that cool.
You're not cool, calm, and collected.
I don't know. I feel like I'm generally on the competitive, like, you know, I'm not like mean, but like I can get mean. I can get like, especially if I think it'll mess them up. Like, if I, you know, it's like I'll
get
say,
in their head a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find like you're more competitive with sports or tasks that you're good at? Like the better you are at something, the more competitive you get.
I think that definitely like rings some truth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think too, or at least for myself, because it's like if it's something you've practiced and you know you're like better than the average person, then you're like,
it's like
you like get a little used to winning against like your friends and family and whatever.
I've devoted some time to this, you know. Yeah.
Like, this is kind of my hobby, so I have to beat people out.
You're just a visitor in my life.
Yeah. I live here. I was born here.
Yeah.
I was born in the dark.
You feel like people shouldn't be at your own game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good point, though. Yeah. Because like things I suck at, like I'll just be like, oh, that's fucking
I suck
stupid.
at that. Yeah. Well, it's like, and when it's like your first time, it's like you just expect to lose, or if you haven't played much, you just kind of expect it. You're like, yeah, of course I'm gonna lose. I've never done this. They've done it a lot. I don't know.
Some people don't have that though. You know?
What do you mean?
Like they don't have like that. Like you're new to this, you shouldn't win. Like. Kind of mentality.
That sounds unhealthy.
Well, I mean, have you ever played against someone you're like teaching a game to, and then they get like pissed off at you? Because
actually, yeah,
you know, like it's like it does happen.
And you're like, no, dude, just chill. You just started. I've done it before.
Yeah, like don't take it personally. You're just not good at this game yet.
You just really rub their face in it. You're like, oh, dude, you suck. I've taught a lot of people, and you are the worst one.
But they'll get like really like mad about it. No, not even not like that. But
no, but it'd be funny. No,
you know, like it's they're unaccepting that they're not good at something else, and
yeah.
It happens.
I think a lot of people have that attitude. I bet you even more people have that attitude, but try not to show it. You know.
See, that's where I think I'm at.
I think I'm a little bit more towards that.
Yeah, I think I'm like a thin veneer. It's like I should be like playing golf. It's like I should beat this old guy. Like he's a fucking old person. You know.
Yeah.
Like legitimately,
but old people can play it.
Retired old person.
Yeah.
I should beat.
Kick your ass.
You beat like. My fault,
but you're reliving it.
No, I was
every hit.
I like, I don't want to go through the game.
Yeah, sure. No, I do think also probably we have it in our heads that like we should beat old people at athletic things. You know,
golf.
I know it's not that, but it also feels. I mean, if it's a sport, you know, it feels athletic, even though it might not be as like rigorous.
The ball doesn't move. All you gotta do is hit it.
Yeah.
And put it where you want to put it.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. And it's like insanely tough.
Yeah.
Insanely tough.
No, I believe it.
Yeah.
Pickleball, on the other hand, now you get a good exercise. What is she's like, it's the up and coming sport, don't get left behind. Or something like that.
That was a good quote.
Yeah.
Good match.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, no, I definitely like. Okay, that's another one that I picked up during COVID, and that was kind of different. Yeah, because you can play in the outside courts.
Yeah,
like, I was like,
and it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, and you like genuinely get good exercise too. Like, I mean, we played for 5 hours yesterday,
but like,
and like we we were, your heart rate is up. We're burning calories.
Is tennis that much harder? Like,
I don't know if Tennessee.
because I've never played even a recreational match of tennis.
I've played like we played yesterday, just pickup games of tennis. Not very many, but a couple.
Yeah, but there's like an actual like set there's like a whole set thing that you're supposed to, it's kind of like volleyball where it's like, I don't know, dude, the scoring is like insane.
It's like 15, 30.
Yeah.
Love is in there somewhere.
It has like a bunch of like undecipherable rules that
I didn't play like that, but we played like points, and it's pretty similar to pickleball. But pickleball 1v1, if you do 2v2, it just moves a little faster.
I did think maybe this is me. I thought the 7 games were short.
Yeah, they are. We usually play to 11.
Yeah, because like,
or 15, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well, like, I feel like it goes 7, 14, 21. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
like, you play to 21 on ping pong. Like,
yeah. Ping pong scores faster because you score on either point.
But
like, defender
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So you kind of double it,
You know.
But I hear what you're saying. I mean, we can play to whatever, but pickleball, I feel like the score moves slower most of the time.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird though. Like, compared to like actual, like, okay, I feel like there's only really 3 professional sports. Like, you got basketball, baseball, and football.
Pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball's not like.
Ball, spike ball, slackline.
I'm not picking up pickleball games. Like,
yeah. What, on like ESPN?
Yeah, like, you're not seeing that at all.
Yeah.
Like,
well, not these days, but you never know.
But, it's not a real sport, right?
Well, I don't know what real means. I mean, we're probably in a simulation, so who knows? Maybe it's real, it's not real. We're real, we're not real.
I'll say something. I'm ready.
All right, say something. Say it then.
A little non sequitur, but
yeah. Ride your segue.
I think Elon Musk is full of bullshit.
All right, let's hear it. Elaborate. You're doing a really good job of coughing quietly. Like coughing not into the mic.
Like, we just pull it all in.
Yeah. Just like your emotions, just bottle it all up.
I forget where I was going with Elon Musk.
You said Elon Musk. It's horrible.
Yeah, you name drop him in any podcast.
It helps with the algorithm. It gives you a little boost.
It's like, oh, if people like they talk about
Elon Musk, yeah. Popular topic.
Holy shit. Okay, like, what I think the strangest thing about him is that he's like a celebrity CEO.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but not the same. Okay, so like Kim Kardashian and like Khloe and I don't know who else, Kylie Jenner. I don't know who Kylie Jenner is, but I lump them into the same like amorphous group of people.
Sure.
It's like, here are these like celebrity. Here's what they got. They don't have public business.
They got BBLs.
No, they don't have.
They got plastic surgery.
They don't have public businesses. Like, they're selling like makeup and like cosmetics and.
What, you think selling makeup isn't a business?
It is a business, but without them, like Tesla Motors would still be a company without Elon.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's its own kind of thing.
Sure.
To where like Kylie Jenner's makeup brand, it wouldn't be like without.
Well, what is it? What if their brand is like
without her? Like, it's not the same, right?
Do you think it's like Jenner makeup or something like that, or do you think it's like a big? I actually can't even name another one, but like a big.
It's definitely like based on her.
It's based on
her like internet persona.
Yeah, like if they didn't exist, the makeup wouldn't exist. Yeah, that is different.
Yeah,
but I feel like, what if that's just at the start of a company? Well, it doesn't quite make sense. But at the start of a company, the CEO or founder is more important, and then as the company grows and matures, the CEO or founder becomes less important because now the company has done more things and is bigger and about other stuff. Maybe. But I think probably the Kardashians have been around for a long time.
Let's cut it and